Basically, you see, the big is triggered due to insufficient stock to fulfill the warehouse request items. Okay. Big denials can happen at any stage of time. Let's say you can have a big denial at the time of delivery. Okay. The delivery has been created, but again, you realize that you don't want, you want to reduce the stock. Okay. Your delivery stock. Or you have delivery has been created and the warehouse task is created, and then you realize that, or the warehouse task, during the warehouse task creation, and system has realized that there is no stock. Okay.
Yes.
Are you guys following?
Yep.
So at the time of delivery, you can reduce your stock, or at the time of creation of a warehouse task, or at the time of confirming your warehouse task. Like three different levels you can do it. Okay. So like at the time of delivery, and then at the time of warehouse task creation, and at the time of warehouse task confirmation. The three levels you can always use, do a big denial activities. Okay. Technically, we have something called process codes, which the system triggers, or sometimes we maintain these process codes to cancel or to reduce the quantity at three different stages. Okay. So at the time of, you see, in at the time of basically pick denials, at the time of delivery or during the time of warehouse task creation, consider it as a big denial. And at the time of warehouse task confirmation, you will consider to be as a bin denials. Okay. So we have something called exception codes, okay, which are basically are connected to process codes. You guys following it?
Yeah.
We have internal process code. So what happens based on, let's say, at the time of warehouse task confirmation, so you use this exception code. But during this time, you can always directly use your process code and reduce the stock at delivery, or at the time of warehouse task creation. You can trigger in the background itself that as soon as the warehouse task is not created for any reason, system should trigger this process code to reduce the delivery quantity. Let's say I have right now I've created this one. Let's say this one. I have created 5 eaches. But now later I realized that I want to reduce the quantity, or I want to close this delivery. Okay. We have something called process codes. This we can always do a quantity adjustment. Let's say you want to reduce partial quantity, or you want to reduce it to zero. Let's say I put it as -5. So you see, as soon as I put it as -5, system is nullifying the quantity. Or if I want to increase the quantity, I can put it in a positive using the process codes, the standard process codes. This is considered as a one.
So if ECC delivery is having high quantity, you manipulate the EWM delivery, right? So
Yeah.
you say,
I'm reducing it to one.
yeah. So does it also reflect in ECC?
Yes, it should do now. Okay, what do I do? I have changed the quantity by using my process code. So in order to reflect it to your ECC, so you have to communicate. So how you're going to communicate it? You can communicate by using your outbound deliveries. Okay. So let's say what I'm doing, I will reduce the quantity to zero. Okay. Savings. Until now, the system is not has not communicated to ECC yet. There's for yet. Still the quantity will be the same. We have 5 inches yet. So let us see which is the delivery. Yeah. So this is a delivery. So now what I'm going to do, I want to communicate my to either S4 HANA. So for that, I'm proceeding by creating an outbound delivery. So as soon as I create an outbound delivery, okay. I save it. So what happens? System will communicate this information, and this document is complete totally because I have zeroed it. And in the outbound delivery, system will communicate to you. Okay. So so system has communicated. So you will see the delivery getting zero. You see the quantity, the delivery quantity is closed. So this is at the delivery level. You can use this process code and close it. And if you see here, the process codes are being recorded. So you have adjusted the quantity based by using certain process codes.
It's not a big dinner by the system, right? We are reducing the quantity.
What I'm saying, this is one case. So going forward, let's say what I'm doing. I'm now what I do, I will log all this now. Okay. Okay. So now technically system couldn't find the bins. Okay. So now we'll see the big lineage. I'm going to create a new sales order. Maybe because I have not maintained the search sequence correctly, that's why system is taking it. Okay. So now, and now I'm next to the next level. I'm going to create a warehouse task. Okay. So when as soon as I create, system couldn't find it, right? No warehouse task has been created. So it is automatically triggering a pinged layer. Okay. So this basically you are configuring, you're doing this configuration level. What should system do? Okay. You see in here, activating a beginning activity at warehouse level. Yeah? And also have maintained specify beginning at warehouse process level. So you're activating the beginning activity. So we have used process step 3020. So here you see automatic follow-up action in dialog and foreground. So the reason is picked in an action, what should do? It should adjust the quantity in warehouse equals to picked quantity. Okay. So basically, this is a configuration which is actually triggering to initiate the picked in action. Okay. But the system could not complete the process. The reason being is that in the standard itself, it is not provided. The solution was not provided. You have to activate in a paddy. With that, what happens? As soon as you create a task and system couldn't find the quantity, the required quantity for a warehouse task, system will automatically trigger that process code, which we have just checked. Because it is not allowing me to complete the task here. The reason being is that in the standard itself, it is not available. So you have to activate a baddie for this. But usually what does happen, it will call up this process code with a quantity adjustment. So if you go back here, so assign internal process codes to your T codes. So or technically system will trigger this. If you would have baddie activated, it will trigger. Okay. So it will adjust this quantity, deliver quantity with this exception code basically.
So in this case, your delivery quantity is 5 and there was no quantity. So you the delivery quantity we updated to 0.
Yes. Will update to 0 by using the process code. If you
Only
have
for
it,
EWM or both EWM and
so what it does in the first case, it will adjust the quantity in EWM. Only when outbound delivery is created, only then it will communicate to ECC.
When you say create outbound delivery, it's just that it is triggering update to S4HANA. It's not actually creating a document to EWM.
I'm sorry?
When you say create outbound delivery, after this,
No, it's
adjust
not creating it. It will, okay.
replicate.
Okay, this is a, yeah. So you see, this is an outbound delivery order. So when we are adjusting the quantity, so we are adjusting it outbound delivery order. So this is a WM document. If you want to communicate to this to your S4 HANA, you have to create an outbound delivery. Then system will communicate and adjust the quantity to 0. So this basically we have just seen this a manual activity But if we have activated this picked in AL by using that paddy, system will automatically trigger this process in the background itself. It will, as soon as the warehouse task gets paid to create its required quantity, and that system will automatically call this process code in the background and adjust the quantity.
Can we define exceptions like, for example, I don't know, send an alert or something like this?
So yes, you can do that. Show you it done that. Okay.
Azam,
So this is one. Yeah, go ahead.
there's a
Good,
question. Why do we have to do a ping deny? This is why do we have to modify the quantity? Why can't it be open and whenever the stock is available, the next one, so the task can be created out? Why do we have to change that zero?
Yeah, it's actually that's the reason in the standard it is not given as solution. But you have a lot of reasons why do we need this. Okay. So let's say you have a delivery outbound delivery order created, but for some reasons, okay, you in the real time the stock is available in the bin, but you are not supposed to send that stock to your customer for any reasons. It can be like a damage, and later on he realized it is a damaged stock, but that time the delivery has been created. Okay, or you know what, you don't have a limited space for your truck to send this much of the stock, so you want to split this delivery into another delivery, and for now you want to load this much of stock to your customer. Or if you have a retail stores, your own retail stores, like you want to send it as much as the stock, that space you have, so you have to adjust to that quantity, and then you will proceed picking and load it. Okay. So this is one case of adjusting the stock in outbound delivery order level. And while creating a warehouse task, yes, when the delivery gets created, you have stock available. But during the time, because you have delayed creating a warehouse task, okay, during the time, if something is missing or some maintenance is happening for some reasons, okay, and system could not find the stock, and you want to, because you are automating the process here every time. Most of the cases, the process is automated. The outbound delivery gets created and Windows task gets created in the background. And those times when something is not happening, so you will have to either cancel the pick deny, the whole Windows task, or it should confirm partial. Maybe some that storage bin is under maintenance, or they have blocked the whole bins of that particular stock maintenance purpose, or the quality team has not given go ahead for this. They have certain doubt, and later on, after a delivery gets created, they have blocked all the bins. There are many reasons for using it. These are like the exception cases. Not in a regular business, you will see this. But when some kind of exception cases, yes, you have this facility. I'm just giving like this solution is also available. In the standard functionality, the pickinel automatic pickinel process is not available, but it can be activated by using baddies. Okay. So there is, going forward, as I was mentioning, you have at the delivery level, you use process codes to adjust the quantity. And at the various task creation level, you have an option called pick denier, wherein the system itself can adjust the quantity or can cancel the one various task and send a notification. In the third case, like the stock is available, the delivery is fine, and system has could find the storage bin, but in the end, when a picker visits the bin, he realizes that this pallet is broken and he has no stocks available for of that particular batch. Now he has to close this warehouse task without picking. That basically we can call it as like a bin denial. So we have something called exception codes we use when we are rejecting it. Okay, let me open this. Proceed further. Yeah. Create. Okay, I'm saying. So now the task warehouse order has been created. So now in the end, when the system is, when the picker visits the bin, then he realized that this bin is damaged, or the pallet, whatever the quantity he is referring to, is damaged. And he has multiple options. Either he can go change the bin, okay, and pick the stock from somewhere else, or he wants to cancel the whole because he doesn't have the stock to pick with the respective requirement, then he has to cancel the whole task now. So those things can only be done by using exception codes. Okay. So basically in the exception codes, we can create exception codes here. So to adjust the quantity. Now what happens? Let us say in this case, so we have seen, right? In the first case, we have used a process code, right? At the delivery level, we have used the process codes. And at the warehouse task creation level, we have picked in here, which in fact, okay, it will trigger this process code and adjust the delivery quantity and send it to S4HANA, right? And now both are created, okay, both are okay. And then in the end, when the picker visits it, then he realized that there is an issue while picking a stock. So from here again, it has to trigger this process. So for that, we use this exception codes. In fact, apart from triggering this process codes, it has other functions we can also activate, like sending an alerts, closing the bin, like you can do anything. Let me check here. So you see here, define exception. In a standard, okay, in a standard, you almost more than 40 exception codes available, which can, many exceptions in the real time cases. Like you see here, additional products, adding an additional products, or full picked in air and trigger a replenish, or full picked in air immediately, partial picked in air. Like you have only 3 pieces to pick, and then the rest 2 pieces, it will adjust in the delivery. Okay. Likewise, change the batch. And because SFA system has provided with the batch in the warehouse task, but now you want to change the batch and pick the stock because you don't mind changing a batch and issue to the customer. Or the system has provided a destination bin, but you want to change this destination. So for that, you can use the CHBD and change it. Okay. Likewise, you have almost 40, around more than 40 exception codes, which you can use it for different purposes. So let me create one new exception code. Okay. Create something to, let's say I want to trigger a process code. Okay. I want to close this full denial. Okay. So that I will create as a section code. This is following, right? What is the purpose of having exception codes?
Yeah.
But in the real time, we'll see many cases like this. So here you can see the business context. This is something like, in what context are you using this exception code? In what context? So you see a labor in, like while creating a labor task, or the loading activity, or when communicating with MFS, or physical inventory, or packing, quality inspection. Currently, I want to use it at the outbound task, like storage, stock removal, warehouse task, and exception step. This tells you in which screen are you using it. So is it a desktop issue task, or desktop product warehouse task, or RF issue task? Where are you using this? Okay. Currently, I am using this is my warehouse task, which is created as a product task. It is in the desktop version. So I use 02. And this exception code profile you basically created assigned to your users. Basically. So it is visible only to a certain users. So let's say in my case, I've created one exception code profile. This you can create it here, okay, as a new profile, or I can create a new exception profile like works. Right. Let's change. Okay. So next is maintain process parameters. You see here, so it explains me that to this warehouse, I'm creating a new exception called D2, which is being used in stock removal task, and it is a desktop version, and it should be visible only to the user who are assigned with this exception code profiles. And what should it pick? What is an internal process code should it pick when you're selecting an exception? Basically, exception codes are like document types, and internal codes for a system to understand what is the purpose you have created, what the system has to do, what are you expecting from the system. It's like a document category. So let's say I'm doing a post difference. Okay. So whenever I select this exception code, the system will connect to this internal process code and it will execute. And this is being like difference to storage bin or difference to difference account or as a charge of inbound delivery. Basically, it's whatever the difference, the reason you are picking this exception code is that you don't see the stock there or some stock is damaged. So to which account do you want to keep this? So it is basically, I would say, to my source storage. Okay. It means that I want to account it for my storage, even though it is there, but it is damaged. Exception profile and item type, all levels of item type, and process code it should take. What process code should it take? So it is taking 001, which we have just checked it, right? In the delivery day. Say this. Apart from this, it will also trigger a couple of follow-up actions. What you want to trigger a workflow, or you want to change the status management, or you want to create an alert. You can do multiple things here. You want to send a mail to your trigger a workflow to your supervisor. Why you have taken it? Like you select there's a standard workflow which is created. You can use this, and also it will change the status also. The status profile main day it will block status change on a source. What is block storage remote? So this is the transaction it is going to do now. So now what I do, I will go back. Now I'm going to select this exception code. So you see confirm background. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this exception code. Previously it was 1, now it is showing as 2. The reason is that my user is assigned to this exception. So where you're going to assign this? In the master data. You see here, assign user to the exception code profile. This is profile I have assigned, so assign it. So whoever the user assigned to this profile can access these exception codes. If I remove it, I don't see this exception codes available. Okay. So now what I do, I just select this, zero this, okay? Canceling some difference on. So I will save this.
Can we assign the multiple users for the exception code?
Then you can
Because there was only one.
assign.
Oh, some more, yeah.
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 So now I have done a bit denial. I have completely cancelled it. Okay. So what happened? The task has already confirmed, but it has triggered with an exception. So if you go back to your delivery, see, it says zero the quantity and it has triggered the process code. Okay. It's the 001 which you have assigned to your exception code. And once you activate this, create an outbound delivery and save it, system will automatically trigger it to is for that is the content. So it is at a 3 different stages. You can use this process code to trigger. At different cases, you trigger it different. So apart from in exception codes, apart from just one example, but you have so many exception codes you can use it. You try this change of win or change badge, run it in your okay. Yeah. So let us proceed with the PPF. Okay, we will proceed.
Can we pick it up tomorrow?
Yeah, that will be better. Okay. Okay. Well,